you take a look around Cincinnati, Ohio, you'll see a region on the rise. To learn more about the city's revitalization efforts, I sat down to chat with Cincinnati's Mayor, Mark Mallory.
BPN News.
Experience you can trust. Business Professional News.
Always taking the lead.
Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in to Business Professional News at noon.
The vision of transforming the aging Cincinnati riverfront into a vibrant, mixed-use extension of downtown is finally nearing reality, and city leaders are beginning to take notice of its effects. Danny McClure has been following the $3 billion vision of transforming Cincinnati into a 21st century city and economy in a special report.
Thanks, Cortland. If you take a look around Cincinnati, Ohio, you'll see a region on the rise. New developments such as the Horseshoe Casino and the Banks Project are redefining the city into a new travel destination. On any given evening, you can walk around the streets of downtown Cincinnati and run into people. Anyone who knows Cincinnati knows this is a relatively new situation for this once ghost town. It used to be that when the workday ended, the streets rolled up for the night. But now, the city comes alive more than ever before. To learn more about the city's revitalization efforts, I sat down to chat with Cincinnati's Mayor Mark Mallory to find out what is drawing more people to his city than ever before.
Mayor Mallory, thank you for having us today.
Sure.
First, I want to start off by asking you about the streetcar. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, there's a project in the city of Cincinnati to construct a streetcar. Will run from the riverfront to Findlay Market, which is one of the oldest operating markets of its kind in the country. And it's a 3.4-mile loop that initially will cost about $110 million. But the economic impact that it will bring is tremendous. There's usually about a 13-to-1 return on the investment that you make in a project of that type.
What kind of results have you seen from the reconstruction of Fountain Square?
Well, the reconstruction of Fountain Square has really led to a lot of new businesses coming into downtown, new apartments, new restaurants, new bars. There's a tremendous amount of energy that's created on the square just because the events that are scheduled to happen there, the programming that goes on, the big jumbo screen that's across the street on the Macy's building. So it really creates an environment that people want to be a part of, and it has really helped to revitalize downtown. So we will continue the development that you've seen around the city. We'll continue to invest in our neighborhoods, and we'll just continue to make life fun and safe in the city of Cincinnati.
Well, that is all I got. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Danny McClure from Cincinnati. Now back to the news desk.
Next, let's head over to Jake Griffin standing by in southeastern Indiana with more on an 18-year-old skier with Olympic aspirations.
The colors most associated with Lawrenceburg, Indiana are probably the casino's red and black or the blue in the logo of Perfect North Slopes. For one moment in late January, 18-year-old Nick Epper changed that color to gold. Epper began his career here at Perfect North Slopes. Not many people could have accomplished something like this coming from such a small hill like Perfect North. However, he had a super dedicated family who would drive him down here every single day after school and let him ski from 4:30 until 9.
Epper, what has it been like to see your son turn out to be such a huge success?
Oh, it's been great. You know, he had a dream when he was little. I thought he was crazy. He always wanted to win the X Games. But he worked really, really hard. He was really passionate about it. He watched ski videos all the time. He worked himself ragged in the backyard with his ski rail system that he set up in the summertime. He skied really hard whenever we were in a ski area. And it's been great to see him succeed.
Just like Epper, many young aspiring skiers make their way to the slopes after school and on the weekends, putting in the hours needed practicing on and jumping the rails.
What kind of advice would you give to somebody that wanted to follow in your path?
To someone who wanted to follow in my path, I would suggest work hard, stay positive, and follow your dreams, and don't let anyone tell you you can't do something.
As Epper works towards the Olympics and an even bigger international stage than the X Games, Lawrenceburg can continue to shine with its newest color.
Have you won any other awards since the slopestyle event at the X Games?
Since the X Games in Aspen back in January, it's been a pretty successful year. I ended up #1 atop of the AFP World Rankings, which is the ranking body for slopestyle skiing throughout the competitive year. And I podiumed at a few more contests like the Dumont Cup and the World Ski Invitational and also the Austrian Open.
As this young man began his run at the top of the hill, he was announced as being from Lawrenceburg, Indiana and Perfect North Slopes, taking a trip that began in the small hills of southeastern Indiana to a giant mountain in Aspen, Colorado. It just goes to show that no matter where you're from, if you want something bad enough, you too can land gold at the X Games. Now back to you in the studio.
Great report, Jake.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with more business news you can use. First at noon.